Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
It's always the same messaging. Hey, you can trust us. We are the government. We can be trusted, and we need to have access for these things. All the bad guys, they can't be trusted. Obviously, everyone wants to. It's not even all the bad guys. It's hey, no one else can be trusted, but for somehow we can be trusted. We can be trusted to do the right thing. This is what the government say, and the Australian government is, like I said, is telegraphing its intent. This really irked me when I would hear police use this line. There were police that would use this line when I was policing, especially when I was in general duties. Police would use this line against people. You know, they'd pull someone up, and they would say, "Okay, so do you mind if I have a look in your car?" Pull someone up roadside. Do you mind if I have a look in your car? And the person say, well, what right? You need a warrant, don't you? You need a warrant to check my car, to search my car? And you'd hear this line, well, if you've got nothing to hide, you wouldn't mind if I search your car. And the same thing would happen if they've talked to someone on the street, especially someone younger who really didn't know their rights, and they'd talk to them and ask them for their name and details. And, it's commonly called a street check. And there's no real lawful right they have to do it. They're just acting out of the goodness of the person they're talking to, or the lack of knowledge that the person that they're talking to doesn't understand that they don't really have to give all this information in all circumstances. Okay. So, but what I would often hear officers say is, "Well, can I search your pockets? Can I give you a quick search?" And they say, "Well, can you really do that?" And well, if you don't, if you've got nothing to hide, you're not going to worry about giving it a quick search, emptying out your pockets. The person feels obligated. The problem is, just because you don't have anything to hide doesn't mean that you don't want or you don't deserve privacy. You still deserve privacy. Just because the police officer is trying to skirt around their obligations, their legal obligations, and the regulations, doesn't mean that you don't deserve the right to privacy. And these are the kind of tactics that lazy police use. And unfortunately, too many people just turn around and say, oh, they feel kind of guilty. Oh, yeah, okay, I've got nothing to hide, or, whatever, I'll do that. Anyway, so this is what Burgess is about to say. He's giving this basically the same argument. He says, I understand there are people who really need it in some countries, but in this country, in Australia, we're subject to the rule of law. But if you're doing nothing wrong, you've got privacy because no one is looking at it. What kind of gibberish is that? Tell me, what kind of gibberish is that? If you're doing nothing wrong, that's the same as the officers who pull up someone and say, "Hey, can I search your car?" Well, if you haven't got anything to hide, you don't mind if I look at you in your car. If you've got nothing to hide, you don't mind if I search your pockets at the moment. If you've got nothing to hide, you don't deserve privacy. You're guilty until I prove you innocent. You're guilty until you prove that you are innocent. That's what they're saying. And this is really what he's saying. He's just making everyone feel guilty. Hey, you've got privacy because we've got the ability to look at you. You can't whinge about privacy because we're not looking at you. Just saying, well, if you've got nothing to hide, empty out your pockets. What do you have to hide? This is the kind of speech, this is the kind of rhetoric that comes from fascists. This is the kind of rhetoric, the kind of excuses that comes from dictatorships, despots. If you've got nothing to hide, you'll just go along with it. They're about to completely take away our ability to speak freely. Any ability for freedom of speech, they're about to take that away. That's what I believe. And they are about to, regardless of what we want, they will continue to use this excuse that they're attacking pedophiles or attacking drug users, blah, 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 no, let's just make things really easy for us and take away the privacy, take away the ability to use encrypted platforms. No one needs privacy. If you've got nothing to hide, what are you worried about? we can be trusted. We're the Australian government. You saw it there. He said it. He said it just before. Hey, in other countries, but not in Australia, you don't need that kind of privacy. You don't need that kind of protection in Australia. The Australian government can be protected. They can be trusted. The Australian government can be trusted. You don't need that protection in Australia because we can be trusted. That's what he's saying. They're about to take away your privacy, and we're just allowing it to happen.
Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.